All right, folks, we are down in the arcade, ready to take on some challengers. Sound off if you are here, get your MVC2s ready, and let's get fighting. All right, folks, like I said, we are about to jump in. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Hey, what's up, Wade? Thanks again, Jason, for joining us. So if you are here, let me know if you can actually hear me talking. Got a new setup or I reset things up just a little bit ago to get a better picture, but had no real way to test sound. So thumbs up, thumbs down, yay, nay. Setting up a room in Danger Room 1 for whoever wants to join. And watch me button mash in the meantime, or join and kick my butt. So I figured, why not play some X-Men with the announcement of X-Men 97 and, of course, the new collab cab from Arcade1up. And I know over on Back Alley 7-Eleven, there's an MVC1 tournament going on. Watched Toxin there just a little bit ago. Made a go of it before he was ultimately defeated. The heck? Why are the moves not going off on this? Here we go. If this isn't anybody's game, let me know. I'll play whatever. I clearly don't know all of Wolverine's moves, so that's not fun. Can you guys hear the game at least while I'm not paying much attention? That was loads of fun. Might jump into a more realistic game. It is coming through the microphone. It's not set up directly in there, Wayne. But the microphone is right above the cab. I probably have the gain set pretty shitty on this thing. Maybe that'll help a bit. Okay. It's good to know that made it worse. At least I can go the other direction. How about now, Wade? Let me know. Knew that was coming. All right, I'm going to jump out of this one and into where I know people are over in MVC2. So that loading screen must be a lot of people in there. Where are you? All right. Ah. Oh, that was fun. Okay, what's the shit? Do I want to change people? stupid. Okay. Well, this is a load of fun. Haha. that sucked.
You got that. You lose. Don't you want a rematch? Select your hero.
Thanks, Jason. I did that with a few different AI tools, and then of course Photoshop. But I was hoping there'd be some people that actually want to come play, but I know that tournament's going, so they're probably doing that stuff. I didn't see anybody else streaming though. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look. Have you seen OpenAI's Sora? It's a new text to video that they're still doing research on, but it is insane how good it is. Got to button mash more on that. I keep forgetting. Oh. I put a couple shorts up on my channel about it that used it, but I just took existing videos because you can't actually use it yet. They're just previewing it at this point, but it is insane. And for content creators, like B-roll and things like that are going to be amazing. Oh, come on. Come on, I was changing characters. But yeah, it's insane. Some of the ones that I thought were neat were like the pirate ship in the coffee cup with the little coffee lake. The video with the dogs that like are out there playing and just like keep generating out of another dog is so weird looking. Right into it. What a waste. Well, that's like God. Shit cramps my hands. Where you got to pound on this stupid game. Clearly, I need to train more.
Don't you want a rematch?
So it's funny, Jason. I saw on the No Name podcast the other day, I saw OTG streaming about the X-Men 97 cab that he was so upset that other people were streaming about. It's pretty funny. I have no idea how to play these characters, so we'll see. At least for home arcades, wouldn't compare to like fan streams with a Marvel or Star Wars trailer. Yeah. Yeah, it just, the streams went crazy with that because there's been nothing to talk about. And, that's I hesitated talking about it at all, but figured I'd talk more about Marvel screwing all these old properties up rather than the game itself because of everybody else covering the same crap about it. Dang it. I have no idea what this is. Oops. Ah. I beat you. It's pretty interesting what the showrunner said. I know they're taking the kind of lazy way out with the morph character. Can't create something like, I don't know why it didn't let me log in. can't take something like the Gen V characters from the boys, which were far more creative way of doing that character, but are doing a, non-binary character than just taking an existing character and changing them. Come on. There must be something keeping him there because he's made promises on A1Up's directions, and perhaps something he's interested in is still being fulfilled. Who's that? Michael B. or OTG? Ah, you're gonna beat me. Dang it. Oh yeah, I saw Travis on Cornercade's stream last night. It's funny because he's been jumping online now more in the last week since that announcement of that cab. I think he's under contract. I don't think he can just go away. I've noticed, Travis hasn't streamed much in the last 6 months. I know he tried to start a new channel a while ago and tried that for about 6 months before he gave up. And he always pops into the vidIQ streams on like Tuesday mornings, but only for like a minute. So it's interesting that I picked two heavies. That's stupid. Yeah, I mean, he jumped on there and unwilling to talk about Arcade1up at all. And I think after the last time, right, he came out as soon as there was some Arcade1up news last time and tried to about CIS and took a bunch of shit for it. And honestly, I know I gave him a bunch of shit for it, but at some point you got to wonder, like, if their strategy just is right now is leave the YouTube community alone because of all the drama and shit that was going on. If I was them, I wouldn't want to be associated with any of that. And so, yeah, I would keep quiet too, to be honest. It's just frustrating. If they would do some official announcements, they could still avoid any crap in the community and still make their customers happy. But They don't seem to really care. I don't know how to do her. Couldn't make the jump. Yeah, I don't see the Tekken thing coming. I don't think their PCBs can possibly run Tekken at all, and which means they'd have to put in a new one, and they clearly aren't investing any in R&D at all. They might, invest in making a new cab design and some stuff there, but even that seems suspect. So, I think if there's a Tekken, it's a year away. But who knows? Anything could happen. I guess they could show up at Evo with a Tekken cab. But it seems like if they were going to release Tekken, it would have been timed closer to Tekken 8 than. I think they missed that boat. Getting killed in this. I got to go back to characters I know. They can have basically zero roadmap right now. Who knows if they do? Why not? Through the community and a bonus certified hits. Yeah, I honestly, I think they do. They do have a roadmap. I've talked about that before. I still think, based on those comments from Cyrus, I think Alien versus Predator is still coming out. I think they've developed it. They put the R&D into it. That wasn't just a mock-up. I mean, it was in the pictures, but I think they developed it, and they made a deal with Disney on it, just like they did with this one, with this X-Men 97. So I think we're going to get it. And I wouldn't be, I would love to say they're going to come out with Street Fighter Alpha at Evo, because that's the only reason not to put the new MVC in the HS5 cab. And I just don't. I wish it was Alpha. I just don't have a warm fuzzy. They're going to go develop a new lineup to play online. They for some reason they think they can't. They don't know how to connect the games when they're not on the exact same build, which seems suspect to me, because they're all still just like Capcom games. Why do you have to have the exact same release to join them? But maybe there's a higher R&D cost and they can just roll it out without doing it. In which case, I bet we just get World Warriors or Hyper Fighting or one of the ones that's already on the cab. They gave us Championship Edition. But unless there's new games, I don't see any existing owners of the HS5 going for just a similar, just another Street Fighter on the exact same PCB. That's pointless. I wasn't looking. Oh, come on. That sucks. I think two of those three. I still think, based on Michael B's hints about the XL and the conversation that happened at Costco, because right now Costco's the only one we're going to get XLs from. I honestly think it's Miss Pac-Man. Like, it's, it'll be in the blue, which they didn't release last year in the deluxe, and I'm just convinced that's what they're going to give us. And we'll still all buy it. I'm holding out hope, though, that it's something better, but I'd rather be, positive about it than I am. I just don't have any faith. I honestly don't know why, if they've got products in production, why they don't just share that with people and get them hyped for it so they can promote it for when it actually does come out. Why they think they have to wait till it hits the shore, because it just doesn't make sense to me, because come on. Come on. Saw that coming. Crap. That's a good question. Like, if they do another one, first of all, I don't think we'll get theirs until, we won't get theirs until closer to Christmas, like the October timeframe, something in the fourth quarter. I think if you looked forward to next year, Star Wars certainly makes a lot of sense. I mean, Star Wars this year might make sense too. Clearly, they went for the Star Wars pinball, though I don't think the Star Wars pinball sold near as well as the Pac-Man did. But just from what Michael B said, I just don't see Star Wars being the one, because he knows people would be excited for an XL Star Wars, and he clearly said they're not going to be excited about what Costco wanted. Remember, he said they went in there with something exciting and asked them if they wanted it, and they didn't. They wanted something lame. And so that's the only thing I can think that's really going to happen, right? And I think, obviously, Mike B knew about the X-Men 97. He told us we were going to get an announcement in March and that we wouldn't like it, right? And which means he kind of knows what the announcement March was going to be. And then, so he does a good job of pretending he doesn't know. I'll give him that. Like when it leaked and he has to do a video and act like he just found out about it. And maybe he did, but I don't get the sense that that's accurate. Clearly, I think he has they talk and he knows, and that's fine. He can't say anything, but he gave us the hint that March was going to be it. We know March 20th is when the show starts, and obviously the cab's ready to go, or at least they're ready to start taking orders, which probably means it's shipping right after Lunar New Year ends, which probably has already ended. I don't pay enough attention to know. Shop Hippos, who I hold out for, that maybe ask for a new one. That's where we're going to get something that's truly new. They're the only ones I think that will fund it, like with the Time Crisis. So we have to hope that the Shop Hippo guy really wants something. But from what I heard, the guy that owns Shop Hippo was really, really close with Scott Baccarat. And with him gone, does he, I wonder how long the contractual relationship is with Arcade1up and if he wants to stick it out with them. Hopefully he does, because that right now, that's our only real avenue into anything unique. I would love to see, maybe he'll push for something different. I still would love to see a Time Crisis 2 that's two cabs like they did with Fast and Furious, and you link them together, and you can choose red or blue. I think that would be cool. I'd probably buy that before I would the Time Crisis 1, though I still want Time Crisis 1. I'm just not going to pay that much money for it. Which probably kills Time Crisis 2, right? Yeah, retailers didn't know what Time Crisis was. They didn't know what Ridge Racer was either. So there's no 100% formula. Totally. And quite frankly, like, I had heard of Ridge Racer, but I definitely never played it in the arcade. But it's a fun cab. It's certainly a decent driving game. Fast and Furious is way more fun, but it's also buggy as hell. Like, the graphic glitches on it are painful. But yeah, if they re-release Outrun, I think it's interesting that Best Buy suddenly had some in stock for a minute or two that Cornercade noticed. Maybe they're trying to get rid of any random ones they found in the back room. It'd be cool to get an XL, or not XL, but a deluxe Outrun, and it might show that they still have a relationship with Sega, which is everybody's wondering, which it says every person. Oh yeah, Ridge Racer was a launch title for PS1. They had no clue it was. Yeah. I honestly don't even remember it as a launch title for PS1. It's probably because I've never really been into driving games that much. I mean, back in the day on PC with Test Drive, I was, but for PlayStation, driving was Gran Turismo. I didn't really play any other ones. Dreamcast, obviously Crazy Taxi. The best driver they made was Outrun, but it's not all it can be without a BSA 19 swap. Agreed. and the racing box they make. I don't like Fast and Furious, so I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Fast and Furious is fun. It's honestly, it's great for my kids that are like 2 and 4 because you don't even have to push the pedal or anything. It'll just start going. And because you can't really go off the track, they can slam down along the side and keep going. Whereas when I put them on Ridge Racer, because they love to play the driving games, Ridge Racer, they just bounce into the wall until they run out of time. At least on Fast and Furious, they can go ripping down the track and have a good time. But I just wish the graphics on it worked because it's truly is a pain in the butt. Like when some of the tracks don't load on the, if your first lap through it and you just get black space. And it's also easy, right? It's a fairly simple game to play. But it's an arcade racer. That's what it's for. But yeah, I'd have rather had, the actual cruising or something else. But pole position comes out. That's a day one buy for me. I know it's like, simplistic, but it's a fun game. Really, the drivers I want are Spy Hunter, Road Blasters, some of those. But I just don't know if we're ever going to see anything like that. Track and field, which I've mentioned a crap ton of times. That's super nostalgic for me. Yeah, well, and there was all this with regards to pole position. There's all this poo-pooing because of all the ads on the billboards and stuff. But if my arcade can pull off pole position, Arcade1up can pull off pole position. And if they drop that as a $4.99 title with pole position 1 and 2 on it, people would buy it, even if it only has 2. Better yet, $3.99 if it only has 2 titles on it. But I'm sure there's some other driving Atari games that they could throw on there. I don't know any off the top of my head, but it certainly would get a lot of play. But I think, I've been on for about 50 minutes. Ultimately, nobody ever joined, so it was pretty uneventful. So maybe in the future. I know it's Saturday night, like always, but there's a lot going on. We had obviously Valentine's Day in the middle of the week, so I imagine a lot of people are celebrating Valentine's Day this weekend, though me and my wife did last weekend, so went early rather than late. But last weekend was the Super Bowl and everything, so people are probably anxious to get out of the house. So is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to sign off. Jason, thanks for coming by. Thanks everybody else who showed up and jumped in. I noticed several people coming in and out. So till next time, have fun.